Hey y'all, CB here at MBS Welding. We got a little repair work to do on a bracket that a buddy of mine brought me. It's a bracket that he broke. It belongs with his tractor. That's about all I know about it. It's obviously green, which makes me think John Deere, but I do not know exactly what it came off of or what it does. It's obviously got a thick powder coating on it, and it looks to me like cast aluminum. It's extremely light for its size, and looking at the edge there, I'm definitely thinking cast aluminum. So the first thing we're going to be doing is I'm using the oxyacetylene torch very carefully. You don't want to melt your aluminum, but I'm using the oxyacetylene torch there just a little bit to soften up that powder coating and help me get some of that out of the way. I'm using a power brush after I've warmed it up to get rid of the powder coating. I don't really like using the high-speed, really powerful power brushes like this on aluminum. Generally, I'll use a lower RPM rotary with a stainless steel power brush on aluminum. But what I'm doing here is more so attacking the powder coating than worrying about cleaning the aluminum. The coatings like powder coating and chrome and stuff, it's a no-go as far as welding it. You got to get it out of the way to get going on welding your aluminum. Now, this first bit of welding that I'm going to be doing on here is all going to get cut off. It's pretty much superficial welding. This is done with pulse MIG. And I've done that with the Arc Captain 205 MP on pulse MIG, feeding the large diameter aluminum wire straight through a standard gun with a special liner. Here I've got the death wheel. If you follow my channel, you're familiar with the 5-inch cutting wheel. This is a saw blade that I run on a low RPM rotary for grinding aluminum and back gouging aluminum and making small cuts on aluminum. This is a 5-inch saw blade for metal, so putting that on a rotary is an extremely dangerous thing. I don't recommend it, but nothing works better for that purpose right there. The next thing I'm going to do, here I'm going again with the aluminum MIG. I'm using the pulse MIG with the 3/64 aluminum wire. This is a 5356 alloy wire. And I'm just going to take advantage of the pulse MIG to get this super thick bracket sort of filled in. You're not usually going to have really good luck on cast aluminum with aluminum MIG welding. TIG works better because there's a lot of porosity in the cast. You're going to find contaminations, and if you TIG weld on AC, when you hit that contamination, you can kind of stop and flow it out with your argon gas and get rid of those impurities. But as slow as the TIG welding is on a big thick bracket like this, if I can get some weld in there with the pulse MIG, it's going to be a help time-wise to make this a more economical thing. So I put a couple passes in it with the pulse MIG, and now you can see I'm going at it with the high-frequency AC TIG. I'm using the Arc Captain TIG 200P, and pretty much using the TIG to repair any visible porosities that I see, and also on the edges. The MIG is tough to get the edges fat, and you want those edges pretty fat, because if you have a crack, that's where it's going to start, obviously, is at the edge. So got that part of it sort of welded up right there, and I'll give you a little better look at the completed job in just a moment. Gotta hit y'all up real quick with a t-shirt ad. Boss Lady Tina's selling these t-shirts. Got NBS Welding on the chest, American flag on the sleeve, great big NBS Welding on the back. Send Tina an email request. nbswelding@aol.com, $25 plus the cost of shipping. Thank you.